All right. Good evening. Good evening. Wow, messing up already. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Chill Tech Podcast. It's been a while, actually. It's been a couple of months. I know we shouldn't even comment on it at this point because we take long breaks all the time. But we're back. We're doing this. And we're starting off with a little bit of a bang tonight. There's been a whole bunch of phones released recently or about to be released very soon. The fall time is where a lot of new tech gets released. We got a couple of events coming up. But before we get into all of that and plus all the tech news that we gather for this week, let's let's check in on everybody. It's been a while. We haven't seen these friendly faces in quite some time. Let's start off with you, Javon. How's it been?
Man, life is life, man. I'm growing up every day and I just hate it.
Yeah, nobody likes adulting anymore.
Nope. I played out. It's not fun.
It's completely overrated. Christian, how about you, man? It's been a while.
Yeah, I've been doing all right. It's just super busy at work, like doing work at work, coming home, trying to work some more. So yeah, man, you're trying to get this review done for this Moto Z2 Play. Stuck in post-production because of some audio issues on my part. So I've upgraded some of my audio equipment. So working on that. That should be done this week. And we'll get that review out to you.
Hold on. Pause. You're back at your house. You're back at your house.
Yes, I am. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, I was in the basement of my sister-in-law's house for a while, chilling. So back at home with the front door in the background here, and we'll hear sirens pretty soon, I'm sure. So we're back in Baltimore City. I left the county, back in the city now. So I was not out for a run tonight. I was during our sound check. I looked in the camera and saw my hairline look kind of like this.
That's a new style. I don't know if you've been on Instagram, but wavy hairlines are coming. They're becoming a thing. So you might be
wavy eyebrows, yes. Wavy hairlines, no.
Yeah, hey, look, you got to go Instagram, man. I've seen some. Yeah, seen a couple of doozies. So
my son told me that I was going bald and saw all this gray. So I'm like, you know what? Until I can shave this mess off my head, I decided to cover it up to save you guys, especially since Google likes to put me in here for these thumbnails. So if I'm going to make a thumbnail, let me at least look like I've been working out or something else, of import. So that's what's up. That's what's up.
As for me, nothing much, man. Just doing the usual working thing. Chill Tech as a whole has been going through a lot of changes recently. Javon's been putting in some major work into pushing us forward. I know a lot of people that do watch our stuff. They've been wondering where our videos are at. What I can promise you is that Javon is working on something pretty big, and he's putting in a lot of work for us to get back on track. So just look out for that. We're trying our best here with managing the work-life balance. So we're trying to get our stuff together in 2018. Let's hope it's a better year than 2017, because I don't know if you guys realize this. Year's almost over again.
So, I know, right?
don't say that.
We're already in September. Send it up before you
know. We're
a
year older.
Bob just recently turned 28, 29?
Yeah, man, it's turned 28, man.
Yeah, it's getting real.
Yeah, man.
So
enough
with
realer.
It does. I bet you after 30, that's when it gets real.
It's downhill all the way.
All right, let's start getting into some main things. So I have two topics that you guys want to. Two bits of news here that we want to definitely talk about. There's been a couple of phones that have been out. There are a lot of reviews coming out right now for the Moto Z2 and the Essential phone. Now, Javon, go ahead and show them the Essential phone that we got, and let's talk about it real quick. What are your initial thoughts on it? And you've seen the reviews. From what I can see, it's pretty average phone. It's not worth that price tag.
Yeah, it's
essential.
Because I said I don't want to give, because I have so much to say during the full review, but it's a quick little thoughts on the Essential phone. It's cool. It's a luxury phone. I'll say that it's a luxury phone in terms of build quality, but coming from the creator of Android, Andy Rubin, you would at least assume software would be a high priority for him. It just doesn't feel. It feels incomplete for the price, and this is a pretty penny. This is a $700 phone, and I feel like it feels like a $700 phone, but doesn't act like a $700 phone for whatever that's worth. But it looks pretty though. It's a very pretty phone.
Now it's supposed to be more or less stock Android, right?
See, you remember how I said before you can't ruin stock Android?
It turns out you can.
It turns out stock Android can suck if you don't optimize things properly.
Well, there you go.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
So, Christian, how about, did you hop on either one of these phones? Are you seeing some of the reviews?
You know, I've been looking around. The thing that surprised me, one is that Samsung kept this name for the Note, right? Like, I figured they would just dump that name, call something else. But I am eager to see how it sells given that price tag, because $930 is a lot of money. So, you know, it's from what I can tell, it's a nice phone. All right. Do we still say phablet? Is phablet still a thing, or are they all just phones now?
No, that's still 2016. It's
all
still
phones
2016. It's all say that. Why are you stuck in 2016?
Like, I feel old saying phablet. Like,
yeah, you're an old man.
I said it, and I was like, wait a minute, is that a thing anymore?
That's not a cool thing to say.
Yeah,
No,
I don't think
we don't say phablet. It's just big phone, or like
that's it. That's all it is.
just a large form factor phone.
It's my
I think
mobile
Indian
big
people
screen.
say
That's what we
phablet.
call it. Mobile big screens now.
I think Indian people say phablet. I saw like a commercial.
Oh, then if they started
Really?
saying it now, it's dead. Like,
Really?
We're not gonna do it.
Really?
Because seriously, because it was like get the OnePlus 5, you know, in India, a 5.5-inch phablet.
Oh, it's uncool now.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah,
uncool
okay.
now.
Like 5.5, that's more normal now. Like 6 is more phablet size. But
It's like
Yeah,
when
those are big.
it's like when your dad started saying thought. It's no longer cool to say. It's done.
Whose dad says thought? What?
My dad said
Right.
it, and I was done. I was like,
He was
I'm
like-
not using that word anymore.
Sat down and was like, son, you're a thought. You're just like, all right.
All right, well, I can't use that one anymore. All right, in other news, let's talk about this Equifax credit report hack, man. I mean, Equifax, the website's been hacked. So
this is
have you
crazy,
heard?
people.
Yeah, this is one of those things. Now, if you work for the government, I'm pretty sure you were definitely one of the first people to hear about it. And I hope neither one of you guys were using Equifax.
Here's the funny thing. Everyone is, right?
Everyone
Like,
technically is.
Right?
Equifax is a credit report company,
Yep.
and there are three major ones. There's TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, right?
Yeah.
And
They
Equifax and TransUnion, they're like the number 2, like biggest ones. Like,
Yeah, and here's what they do. Their job is to gather all your information in one place. Like, quite literally, social, address, phone number, accounts. They're supposed to have everything so that companies can ask them, hey, what's this person's history of everything they've ever done? Have they worked? Where have they lived? Did they pay their rent 10 years ago? It's all in there. And they got hacked 143 million accounts. Think about that.
And here's the thing. And again, with all this hacking and all that, you guys, if you're going to do this shit, I shouldn't condone it. I really shouldn't condone it. But if you're going to do something, how about doing some good? Instead of stealing people's address, how about you wipe somebody's credit clean?
Yeah,
make
right?
a couple
That's
of those
what I'm
300s.
saying.
Make those
That's what I'm
make those 300s some 700s. Do some good for the world.
Let's get it,
Go
white
ahead.
hats.
Like, come on, bro.
Exactly.
Like, come on.
Mike, I'm with you on that, Mike. I'm with you
How
on
about
that.
hacking into Strayer University right now and deleting all of my debt because I don't want to pay $20,000 back? Help me out, please.
Right?
Man,
go ahead,
but I will look at this
hack
because I was listening to the Twit podcast today, right?
Yeah.
And they were talking about this, and they were saying, do not, because Equifax has a website where you can go and check to see if you've been affected. Now, here's the dumb thing: 143 million accounts, you were affected. Just assume.
Just
You're
assume.
affected.
Well, it's kind of
Number
like
two-
when
Number
OPM
two,
got
it doesn't
hacked.
even work.
Yeah, but it's kind of like when OPM got hacked. When they tried to play the game, we'll send out letters. If you didn't get a letter, you weren't hacked. BS. Everybody got a letter. Nice to be that you could use that phrase. Dude, all of us got hacked. You stole a lot of people's clearance information. You screwed a lot of people. Just admit it. We lost a lot.
Yep.
That's what Equifax just needs to be like. Look, we effed up.
Right. And they
Sorry.
will try to give you, kind of sell you on a free 1 year of credit monitoring, right? Which they always like to do. And then in a
of
year,
course.
they'll charge your credit card. But
Yeah.
here's what's funny. If you want to sign up for that, if you want to sign up for that credit reporting, the credit monitoring service, you have to do what? Give them your information
Right.
again.
All
So I don't
back
know.
to square one.
Apparently, there's ways out there where you can kind of lock down your credit report for a few months. Some places charge, some don't. So just look out there, see what you can find. But
Honestly,
again,
For most
assume
people,
you are affected by this.
the deal is that whoever your credit card company is, a lot of them like Discover or I think American Express, people like that, they have like options where you can get like emailed credit reports, including Credit Karma. Anytime your credit gets ran or something changes in your credit report, it gives you like an email. So
Mhm.
Right.
take advantage of that stuff at this point. So
Of course.
Yeah. So tell me, guys, where are we going with all this? Because this seems like every single week there's some data breach, there's some hack.
So
and it's like, do people just not know how to do this?
It's a lot of major companies. I probably shouldn't put them in this broad term, but they don't take cybersecurity as seriously as they do with everything else. And every month it seems like somebody's getting hacked, and somebody this is something that you could have checked if you had proper cybersecurity things in place, or if you took cybersecurity a bit more seriously, none of this would have happened. And I'm hoping, we say this every time it happens, that this finally teaches all these companies to take themselves seriously, take that matter a lot more seriously. In our country, we need to take it a lot more seriously. But I can promise you, we'll be here, just like when people get shot by police, we'll be here yet again in another couple of weeks. I just guarantee you, it's just going to be a thing. Next thing you know, Amazon's going to get hacked.
I mean, at this point, honestly,
I'll bet you they won't.
The best advice somebody can give you, the best advice is that if you get hacked is, oh well, because our president got into office by hacks. So I'm gonna tell you right now, hacks are just a way of life. Let's just keep it real.
We went left.
We went alt left. All right, let me tell you something.
This dude said we went alt left.
That does not exist.
Yeah, I know. According to our president. But anyway, all I'm saying though is that if you think about it from the broad perspective of the fact that when it comes to what's being hacked, we don't control anything anymore. And the thing about cybersecurity is that the better cybersecurity gets, the better the hackers get. And a lot of the times, who do you think is supplying the cybersecurity? The hackers. You know what I'm saying? They're selling exploits back to companies. They're like, hey, we found a bug in your system, so we'll fix it for you, and then we'll find another exploit and hack it, and then we'll fix that and sell it to you. It's one of those tit for tat. So the only way to get good at cybersecurity is to get more people involved in cybersecurity. But people are not.
There's bounties out there for stuff that a company will pay. Like we'll pay you $100,000 if you report. I'm pretty
viable. Sure Google still has theirs. Like Google still has theirs, and they have a buttload of money for somebody that can hack their information.
I'll bet you nobody's going to be able to hack Google because Google
again, they care.
They're about that security.
Not like Sony. I'll tell you that much. Sony could still give a crap. I guarantee you. Sounds like whatever. Make another Spider-Man movie. They'll be happy.
It's a Spider-Man movie and people's addresses and lives.
Right. But here's the thing, though. Like, what's going to happen to these companies? Like, so far, these companies leak all our personal data, and what happens to them?
Nothing. They're not held responsible at all.
That's the problem.
No,
that's the problem. Like, this is Equifax.
Right.
Like,
our country
this is everybody's information. Like, almost every person.
No, you're right. And our country needs to start holding these companies in a. They need to hold them to a high regard when crap like this happens. They need to. And I guarantee you, once you start messing with people's money, if you start messing with those companies and messing with people's money, they'll take that a whole lot more seriously. Because like children, you have to treat them like children. Take away their money. That's the only way they're going to learn.
As soon as one of these congressmen or senators gets their data hacked and some of theirs gets actually stolen and used, legislation.
That's like, we need to take this way more seriously. We need to take this way more seriously.
Yep. Now, not to go too far left, but the same thing happens when certain people start getting hooked on drugs. All of a sudden, it becomes a problem. But I'm just saying,
it becomes a problem.
Anyway,
instead of going alt left,
back to technology.
Instead of going alt left, people. All right, let's get into some of these phones that have been released. A couple of these I've been pretty excited for. Javon already has the Essential phone. You've already given your thoughts in on that. But we're going to get a little bit more in depth into these phones. First one we want to talk about is the LG V30. Now, I didn't even know that this was released. Javon hit me up to it the other day. This is a phone I'm extremely excited about. So what are you guys' thoughts on this phone?
I'm polarized because I like the V30, not because of the V30, but because I have a good idea of what the Pixel 2 is going to be.
So you phone, like, this is what they have, and this is like what I know Pixel's going to improve upon.
Right.
So this is the Pixel 2 XL.
He's going to script the name off of that, But
right.
Honestly, this is the first time I think anyone has been excited for an LG phone. Let's be real. Even as good as the V6 was, this is the first time I've been like, oh my gosh, LG has a phone that I'm actually excited about.
Yeah, it's very rare that I would, except for that one phone I did have. Remember the first one No, I never got that. Now, the one I had when I first met you, the LG, the one from T-Mobile, man, what was that thing? The G3.
Oh yeah. Man,
That's the last LG phone I ever had. That was a T-Mobile exclusive, but it was a decent phone. But it is the first one that either of us have actually been like, oh, I got to check this crap out. So,
I mean, let's be real. This is a. I think what everyone cares is because this is the first time LG's back at it again, making their own OLED displays, and it's important because LG makes the best TV OLED displays, and it looks like it's finally translated onto the phone side. Now, people are still reporting saying that Samsung displays on the phones are better, and it probably is. Who knows? No one really cares. You know what I'm saying? At this point, as long as it's good for this phone, that's all that matters. And
yeah, I mean, how nice does a phone screen have to be?
Right,
like,
exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Camera is one thing, but like as far as the actual screen, like,
you're right.
How much does it really matter whether it's Ultra HD or whatever other Retina, whatever you want to call it?
I don't need 4K on my phone. I don't need it. I don't want it. I could just watch it on my TV. It'd be nice to have, but be a battery consumer. But I just don't think we need it yet.
That's the thing. All it does is drain the battery.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Honestly, as long as the phone's sharp and it's bright, who cares, right? Colors look good. It's bright. It's sharp. As long as that is checked off, I think resolution is not really that.
Can I watch my YouTube Let's Plays in 1080p? That's all I care about.
But AMOLED to LCD though, that is something that I think is kind of important now. Where I say that me personally, I've been using the Essential phone, which is an LCD. I was hard pressed to find out this was LCD, and this was still pretty bright enough for me. But there's something about going back to the Pixel or something that has the AMOLED display. The colors just pop differently, and the blacks are just the truly black. And, so it's like a luxury. But I don't really care because the iPhone you've just been using LCD for like the last forever. You know what I'm saying? And then the Essential phone has shown to me today that LCDs are so nice. You don't need an AMOLED, but if I had to choose one, I would definitely choose an AMOLED or an LCD. So LG V30 has everything I guess you want in the phone, right?
For me, it does. I'm definitely down with it. Looking at the specs here, it's pretty much got everything pretty much standard that most smartphones do now. So it's like it brings nothing really new to the table for me. But I said,
are you a headphone jack guy? Did you use headphone jacks though?
Yes and no. I'm a guy that forgets his headphones constantly, so I have an extra pair of actual wired headphones still, just in case I leave the Bluetooth ones.
Well, they got a what's it called? They got a quad DAC, 32-bit quad DAC headphones or what headphone jack 3.5. The headphone jack, the missing spec on everyone's phone list now. So that's pretty cool. Just in general. Then what has Bluetooth 5.0? It has has the honestly, I'm looking at it now. Is this a typo or is it legit? I think it has a 1.6 aperture lens, which is that's kind of nice. Is that the only phone with the 1.6 aperture lens like that big?
You're asking the wrong dude.
I really want to say
we're the wrong people for you to get into that information with, buddy.
Not us. Thank you, Keon. He's in the chat here. There you go. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. That is true. So yeah, he was saying. So Keon had quite a few things to say. He said LG's V series is much better than the G series. He said the G3 was not a T-Mobile exclusive. He said,
wait, what did he just say? What did he say?
The G3 was not a T-Mobile exclusive.
No, I got it through T-Mobile. I didn't mean it was. Keon, chill out, man. What I was saying is I got it through T-Mole. Just don't calm your happy ass down, bro. Chill.
He said
he
was sitting there just like,
it's not part of the headphone jack.
No.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah,
if you want to join the podcast, if you just want to get on the podcast and join the podcast, how about you get in on time? You could get the podcast. You can have your words. Chill, man. Chill, B.
Shots fired.
I'm sorry. All right, it's been a long day. I'm not ready for BS right now. I'm sorry. Lord Jesus.
I'm looking here, Gorilla Glass 5. The only thing I would say about this phone I don't like is LG skin and the fact that it's coming with Android 7.1.2 Nougat. I feel like when Oreo just came out at the end of October,
this phone should have had Oreo.
It should have Oreo. I don't understand.
It should have had Oreo, and that's ridiculous. Now we're gonna have to wait for like 6 months before we get freaking Oreo.
Right.
And now I don't even want to buy it because of that reason. Because the next phone I want Oreo on it. Like I don't want to deal with Nougat. I've had Nougat before. So
for me, like as far as Android is concerned, like that's really my only qualification for the phone. Like how soon will I get updates? Beyond that, everything else to me is more or less whatever. Like I don't care a lot, but I have a problem. Okay, it's a problem I have. I must have updates immediately. Like I literally at least 4 times a week I check for Windows updates. Like manually. I go and click it because I have a problem. I have a problem. So, not having updates, I feel like so behind. Like, and plus having an iPhone for so many years, like that's just you just get the update, right? Like you just have it. So that's definitely a no-go for me.
All right, so we spent quite a while on the LG V30. I apologize. Let's get back to some of these other phones that have been released. I know we hit on briefly the Note 8. So this is a phone I can tell you right now I'm not really excited about. I got off Galaxy phones for a while. I'm really never looking back towards Galaxy. I don't like Samsung Galaxy. Let me be the one to say I don't like those phones. I think they're pretty much just lower grade iPhones to me, and I can't stand them. And I know that's high praise coming from me for Apple because I hate Apple. I hate Apple products completely. But no, Galaxy phones just don't do it for me anymore. Not to say that they're not good phones, just for me, I've never liked them. So what are you guys thinking about with the? Are you still excited
for me,
in Galaxies?
I like how they look, but my sister-in-law has the new S7.
S8?
Is that what it's called? S8? What's
the new one? Has to be the S8.
S8.
Yeah, the S8 is the new one.
All these phones, I'm losing track of it. Like S8, 7S, like XZ25 7300. I don't know what's going on, but I like how Samsung phones look. I do not like their software at all.
No,
it's all their proprietary apps and all that stuff. I hate it. So that Samsung, I don't like. I like how they look.
Samsung's like that one girl you date that, she's nice to look at, but she has nothing to talk about whatsoever.
Yeah, or no, won't stop talking.
Is that it? It's one that won't
talk
can't get a word in
stuff. I'd rather you just not talk.
Just stop talking.
What are you talking about? I don't want to hear it. Stop. Just stop.
Okay,
Javon getting robbed? What happened?
I don't know what just happened, but all right, we're gonna handle this, Christian. We're gonna move on. We were looking on CNET earlier. Oh, so let's get into the price right now. At T-Mobile, you can get this phone for $930 right now. Price right now, done. I'm out.
That is steep.
It's very steep.
It's too much. I'm sure there are people out there that don't care about the price.
No. It's like with anything. If you have your fans. It's kind of like with people that are fans of iPhones. They're going to get iPhones no matter what they do. iPhone could literally come out with a brick with an Apple sign on it, and people would still buy it because snap, it's the new iPhone. So it's just one of those things. Samsung will always have
here's my question: like, as far as this phone's concerned, okay, it's expensive, but some things are expensive because they're worth more, right? Like, is this actually worth the extra money? Like, what about this phone? You can help me out here, Javon. What about this Note 8 phone makes it worth $930?
It's a Note.
I'm not saying no phone is worth it. I'm saying what makes this phone worth it?
It's a Note.
Is that what you think makes it worth $930? The name alone.
To Samsung, it does. Every Note has been expensive, right, from the beginning.
No, you're right about that, but I think the question Christian has is, what do you think specifically would be worth it?
You're talking about as a consumer or as a consumer?
Samsung? You think what makes
versus paying less for like just a Galaxy, like
Galaxy, right? Like it's like $30 more. It's slightly bigger, but if I'm a user who needs the S Pen and I need a dual camera setup, then I guess I don't know. 60 gigs of RAM. I mean, it's a slightly spec bumped Galaxy S8 Plus Plus, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, however else you want to call it. I mean, I don't think I can justify it as a consumer unless I'm somebody who trades in phones often. So if I bought the Note 7 last year, and I couldn't get my phone because things happened.
And you didn't die.
Right. I didn't die. I bought my phone and I actually survived over the weekend. Didn't everyone get vouchers to get a Note 8 for like $300 off or whatever? I'll buy it. It makes sense then. I don't think anyone responsible will buy a $1,000 Note the same way no one responsible will buy a $1,000 iPhone. Well,
Dang, you just.
I mean, again, we haven't seen. Maybe the iPhone right there will be worth it. Maybe they'll put something in there that makes it worth the extra money.
There's nothing you can put into a phone. Okay, first of all, let me say this, right? $1,000 is laptop territory. Period.
I will say, if you put gold plate a phone, I might pay $1,000 for it.
If you give me a gold $700.
That's what I'm saying. But if you gold plate it, then I might pay $1,000 to get that phone.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
for material. Okay, put it this way, right? So the essential phone, titanium and ceramic. This material, this was on the Note 8, and they had all the stuff they had, like 8 gigs of RAM and all stuff. I could justify, $1,000 because at that point we're talking about cost of materials, right? If Samsung was making titanium and ceramic phones at 7 million units, that makes sense. You got to make some cost return. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But
no, yeah, you're right about that.
The same old aluminum, same old glass. With a slightly spec bump upgrade, we're talking about, the OnePlus 5 specs. I mean, I ain't spending $1,000, and the S Pen doesn't make it worth $1,000. And as a consumer, a dual camera setup that might be really good, it probably is really good, doesn't make it $1,000 because other phones have really good cameras too. So,
okay, all right, let's move on. Does everybody got their points out for that? Right? We all go with the Galaxy Note 8. Everybody's at the consensus. Pass. Yeah, right. That's a pass, smash or pass? We're all passing.
I mean, I'll smash it if I had money to burn. Right? I'll put it away. All right, if you got it for free, would you?
Oh hell yeah, I'd take that phone.
I would trade it in.
All right,
take that phone.
I'm gonna sell on eBay.
Right.
What'd you just say? You said you gonna give me a free phone?
I'm not keeping it.
You give me a free phone.
Would you keep it, Mike? Would you keep it, or would you sell it?
Would it be your daily driver, Mike?
Nah, you're right, Christian.
$930. Like you sell on eBay.
You know me way too well. You gotta stop. I'm always
get a OnePlus, and it's hell. And then
I would sell it to get 2 phones. That's exactly.
I'm gonna a OnePlus and Xbox One X, like whatever. Like
now, I will say this. Now we're looking at phones because I did someone to bring up a good point. Now, just phones in general. How many phones do we buy close to $1,000, right? So, because I know that for me, the Pixel XL, right? Pixel XL cost what $878 last year. Oh, that's close to $1,000.
Me and Christian told you that we didn't think it was worth the price, and you argued to like
right. So I'm guessing right. So to a Samsung fan, I think the price is fair. I guess if you're in the Samsung ecosystem and you like all the upgrades and it's the latest greatest, they can charge $1,000. I can put it this way: if the next Pixel XL was $1,000, would I buy? Yes or no? Probably will. Let's be real.
What now?
I'll probably buy it. I'm biased towards the Pixel. I want the next Pixel. You know what I'm saying?
So if they literally said you got to give me $1,000 and your left hand, you're gonna be like, well, you know what? I was using it anyway. I'm righty anyway.
Still blood puking out. I'd be like, can I have my phone, please? Yes. So that's fine.
And you know what? I understand that because you remember when I was with a Motorola fan that I would do the same thing. No matter how crappy it was, I would get a Motorola phone. Yeah. And to that point, I have to agree with you. For Samsung fans, if you feel this price is justified, don't let our opinions affect you. We're not saying that you guys are stupid for buying it. I'm not.
Yeah. Is that a bad phone?
Christian's calling me stupid.
Like
I'm not saying it's a bad phone at all. Just it's not for me. That's pretty much it. And I think we're all in agreement here that we're going to pass.
For me, phones are still too fragile to put that much money into it. That's my real problem. Like that much money into a laptop, fine. Because I'm not going to be carrying around all day and
exactly
potentially drop it. Like there's so many opportunities to break your phone and drop it or whatever. Like it freaks me out. Like
how many of us have been like
a super case on it? Like
how many of us have been around kids and had them play with the phone and then just be like, oops. So it's one of those things.
So in that case, you spend $1,300 and get the warranty.
Yeah. So all right. So we gotta speed through here because we spent through some time. So I'm gonna skip the Sony one. Well, no, that was kind of all of us. Kind of ripped into some Samsung a bit there. So I'm gonna skip the Sony one because screw Sony. Hack me. So we're gonna move to the essential because Sony. But I do want to get over to a little bit of the essential phone. Javon's had it. Of course, he's gonna save most of his information for the review when that comes out. He's actually in the process of reviewing it now. This is a phone that he had told me about a while ago and told me, yeah, you should probably get this instead of the V30. I'm glad I held off on it, to be honest with you.
Held off too.
We're not trying to spoil anything, but just for right now, I'm just glad I held off. That does not mean it's a bad phone. But Javon, you kind of already gave your first thoughts on it, just so we do a quick.
Before
we move on, what do you think? Yeah.
Like I said, the phone isn't bad. You know, it has detachable mods and stuff. You can get the mods for it. That's something. It's nice. I think the phone has great specs. The camera's crap. The screen is good. The build quality is good. The software it's not bad. It's okay. It can use some polish. Big things about the phone, a lot of people don't know, and you should definitely know this before you buy this phone. If you're looking at the essential phone and you're somebody that doesn't buy warranties, you're gonna have to be very careful with this phone because there's no case you can buy for this phone. And when I say there's no case you can buy, there's no third-party cases you can buy. There's no first-party cases you can buy. There's just like you can buy like some wallet enclosures. But that's really it. I mean, if you don't walk around, you know, remember the old days people walk around with the wallet clips?
Yep.
You know, yeah, if you want that.
Yes.
Yeah, that you can get that, but
Mike's Hat Corner. What you're gonna do is blow a balloon.
Yeah, man. I'm sitting here like
this guy.
Put your phone on the balloon. You're gonna let the air out of the balloon. The balloon will just catch on your phone. That's the only way you're gonna get a case. You only have to pay $1 for a case, thanks to Mike's Hacks. There you go.
If you're a stock Android fan, if you're a stock Android fan, and you're someone who wants a luxury phone, like this to me is like the entry level BMW Mercedes-Benz of the phone. You're not gonna get all the bells and whistles because you have a BMW. You know what I'm saying?
About a base model BMW.
This is a base model.
Like C-Class.
That's
Mercedes.
A base model BMW. It looks great. Everybody like your phone looks fire as hell. Everybody's phone. Think about it. How many people by next month will have the iPhone edition or whatever with the full screen display?
Yeah.
Everybody, they're gonna want this design. This design is hot. Okay. Period. So you have the design.
Everyone.
Right. You know, everyone knows your phone is prettier than everybody else's. It runs good. And at the end of the day, your pictures are gonna be shit. You're not gonna post them on Instagram. And when somebody, just somebody gets in your BMW car and you realize, my man got cloth instead of leather. Like this is gonna be one situation. You don't have this is a cloth phone. So the software is cloth. It ain't leather. It's stock Android. But this is the first time when I'm going to tell you
the BMW
is missing something.
Seats?
It's missing something. I don't know what it is.
BMW at that point.
Yeah. This is a $50,000 BMW. We got it.
It's a $30,000 BMW.
Oh yeah. This is a 2012 BMW during 2018. Right?
And they took the GPS
and it's still a base model.
They took the Navi out.
Yeah, right. It's the Navi
the base model, like
cloth seats.
No extras yet.
No heating seats. I don't know why, but this was
the Redskins bumper sticker right there.
Pretty much, yeah. This is the Redskins bumper sticker. Now, real talk though, definitely check out for the full review because it's not as bad as a lot of people say it is. But
no, from what I've seen, I think people are being a bit harsh on a first generation of that phone.
It's a nice phone for a particular type of customer. That's all I'm going to say about that.
So let's do a bit of a speed round, guys. We want to get through this news as fast as possible because we got a lot of news tonight and a lot of things to go over. So let's do a speed round real quick on everything that Amazon has coming up. And Amazon has been doing quite a lot over the past year. 2017 has been Amazon's year, let me just say. So let's start off with this first topic. I'm going to give you both, 30 seconds to argue this out. Who wants to take the pros and who wants to take the cons of each one? We'll switch it up each round. So Javon, you're going to be pro for the first one.
Okay.
Christian, you're going to give me a con of the first one. It's going to be pretty hard. All right, Amazon buying Whole Foods and they're dropping prices. Javon, go.
This is great. It gives Amazon a footprint and pretty much in everyone's store. Hopefully we get like Amazon lockers and stuff. But I think the biggest thing is everyone's going to the food delivery section. Amazon's a huge name. great quality foods. They sell their own first party food. It actually sells pretty well. Like Amazon, like Whole Foods generic brand is actually a good brand. You know what I'm saying? So this is a win-win for Amazon in my particular opinion.
All right, Christian.
So Prime now has Whole Food, their 365 brands, and that's too easy to buy, and people are going to spend all their money. So that's a problem. That's a problem.
So what you're saying is your Amazon cart's always going to be on full, pretty much.
That's a problem. You can have it the same day, like 2 hours, especially here in Baltimore. So that's just, it's too easy. It's like gambling. It's too easy. It's not good.
Yeah,
it's not good.
All
right.
The problem. Next one. Y'all ready for the next one? All right. Amazon will be partnering up with Kohl's. We don't know if they're going to be fully purchasing them or not. What do you guys think of this partnership with Kohl's? Does anybody even still shop at Kohl's? That should have been a real topic. Moving on. So, Javon, I'm going to give you the cons this time. Christian, you're going to be the pro. What do you think of this whole thing? You got to be pro Kohl's, man. So, come on, talk to me here.
All right. I'm ready. Go,
all right, so 30 seconds.
So, what's good about this is that if you happen to have Kohl's stock, you're making money right now. So, right now, what you got to do is sell that junk like right now. Like, it's not going to get any higher than this. So, if you got Kohl's stock, I mean, I'm not a stockbroker. That's not advice. I was going to say sell it now because I'm sure it's up and make some money. Javon?
I'm taking me sick. Anyway.
You ready? Go.
Oh my gosh. Yo, first of all, where do I begin? First of all, why? First of all, who be shopping at Kohl's and be like, shit, I got this on Amazon? Like, who says that? Yo, I shop at Kohl's. I'll tell you right now, you never see me be like, man, I should wish I got this on Amazon. Prices are already on the low. So they drop prices. Kohl's ain't making money. I'll tell you right now. All right. That's for one.
All right. That's 30 seconds. All right. So I think we should incorporate speed routes into every podcast. This is actually working out. All right. Let's move on to the next topic. All right. All right. Javon, you're switching sides again. You're going to be pro. Christian, you're going to be con. Amazon will start selling more Amazon Prime exclusive phones. I know Javon has this one in the bag. Let's go, Javon. We're going to start you off 30 seconds. Timer starts now.
I only need 30 seconds. The best pro, no more Amazon Fire phones. That's it. I don't say anything else. No Amazon Fire phones. That's all I got to say.
That's a good argument right there. That's a good argument, Christian.
See, 1, 2. Yeah, 4 words. Ads on lock screen.
There
Done.
we go. I'm sorry, giving it to Christian right there. Javon, you and me have argued that one already.
Right?
That we did not want the phones with the Amazon ads popping up. we didn't want it. But that Fire phone.
Would you rather have
ads? I'd rather have an ad phone than a Fire phone. I had the Fire phone. That was a.
What would you rather have, the Fire phone or the ads?
And you know what the funny thing was?
Well, here's the thing. Nobody had a Fire phone, so it's fine. Like, it's fine. No one had one. Nobody bought one. Not one person bought a Fire phone.
I bought a Fire phone.
No, you didn't. Mike, you didn't buy one.
No, here's the best part. When hypothetically in that universe, when I bought it, I remember trying to sell it back because I wanted a new phone because it was so crappy. It was a penny on Amazon. That's literally what they dropped it down to. They were like, nah, you ain't getting nothing for this, homie. All right, moving on. This is actually pretty good. All right, the Essential phone being sold on Amazon. Christian, you're pro. Javon, you are con. This is going to be a bit hard for you. So go ahead, Christian. 30 seconds. Go for it.
Been sold on Amazon. Well, what is good about that? I mean, it helps Essential because they need help, obviously. Helps bring the price down.
Hi.
The fam's coming through for a cameo. That's what's up. They heard we're talking about the Essential phone, and they came.
Sorry,
through,
your timer starts. I got distracted. I saw your wife.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Right? Like.
All right. Let's go. 30 seconds on the clock. Oh my God, Christian, if you don't stop.
All right. What happened?
30 seconds on the clock. You're pro Amazon selling the Essential phone. Go.
Yeah, no, for real though. I think it's a good thing for the Essential phone. It helps them out for sure. Amazon needs something good, a nice quality phone. I think it's a quality phone. Amazon selling a quality phone. What could be bad about that?
Okay.
Good price.
Yeah. Javon, your rebuttal?
By doing this, they can't have a Fire phone. I mean, no. Honestly, a con for this though. I think for one, because they're not putting any Amazon ads on it. I mean, and for $700, you shouldn't. But you know, I don't see where this really benefits Amazon, especially for the fact that Amazon is putting a lot of money toward the Essential phone. Now, I'm thinking maybe one day down the road they might actually sell a lower cost Essential phone, you know, with ads on it. But right now, it doesn't make sense for Amazon.
All right,
I don't get it.
So, I kind of find it hard to even go with because I could care less about the Essential phone being on Amazon. To be honest.
And it doesn't. And
It really doesn't matter.
It's not for Amazon. It doesn't make any sense for Amazon.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
I
Who
tried.
cares?
I tried.
You know, I'm not giving it to either one of you because that nobody cares. All right. So last one, I guess we can probably just talk about because this is pretty much a random topic. So we did the speed round. We can get through the rest of this. Unless you guys want to do more speed round, it's up to you how you want to do this next bit.
I think we can probably smash these two together.
Okay. The Amazon Alexa and their game plan for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to do a speed round or what?
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it going. All right. What's Amazon? What? Did you write this, Javon?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Are you basically
Obviously
asking, what's their game plan for the next 2 years? And what do they
Jovan
plan to
Glish?
do in the long run? What are their short-term goals and their long-term goals? Are you their manager? Are you Amazon's manager?
This is a performance.
Right.
That's a performance
review.
question to Amazon. You're like, Amazon, where do you see
No
us on
bonus
this
for
podcast?
you.
Yeah, right?
So I guess I need you to clarify this question a bit. So what are you really looking for in this?
So my big thing is like, you know, with Amazon, you know, they're doing Whole Foods, they're grabbing in the Kohl's, they're putting in over millions of dollars into Essential phone, they're selling it, they're selling more pharmaceutical phones. Like, what does all this mean for Amazon? Like at the end of the day, what does this mean? Like, these are very particular things. I mean, the Whole Foods thing, I think we can all understand and make sense, right? I don't get Kohl's, I don't get really Amazon exclusive phones besides selling ads, and I don't really get them pouring so much money into the Essential phone and selling it on Amazon. I don't get it. So what does this mean for Amazon? You know, is there a bigger picture that I'm not seeing here? You know, what's their goals long term and short term? Like, what do they gain from all these acquisitions and financial backing?
They're like the Disney of the consumer. It seems like they're just trying to get their hands in a little bit of everything. And from a business perspective, I think it's a huge risk, especially with the Essential backing for a phone that's like literally brand new on the market. However, it's a risk that could actually pay off. I mean, of course, they've shown that their leap into mobile technology they haven't made the best choices. However, when you're a business as big as Amazon and you bring in as much money as them, you have money to burn and risk like this. And I think as a business, they're doing a great job. I mean, with the purchase of Whole Foods and lowering the prices of a lot of food, you bring in a whole new market that wouldn't even go to Whole Foods for a while now because they thought it was way too expensive. So you're bringing in more people, more consumers, and you're getting products to people that have never had the chance to get that before. Along with them buying Kohl's, who cares? The Essential phone more so. The Essential phone more so. I think it's them trying to get back into the mobile market, getting their name on a mobile device that doesn't completely suck. Their past endeavors have not been great, but maybe this is their chance, man. They could make something happen with these acquisitions. They're taking huge risks. I gotta respect them because a lot of companies aren't able to make this. You see Target.com making this happen or Walmart making this happen. No, Amazon is the one that really has the revenue and the backing to do this type of stuff. So
Walmart's going to back HTC.
Well, that's a smarter choice. I don't know why. You know, who am I to judge?
Don't you mean Google's going to buy HTC?
Yeah, well, hopefully
that would be a smart acquisition.
That'd be a good acquisition.
Let it go like a Motorola.
Yeah,
as far as Amazon is concerned, you know, I really think. Well, I mean, we know that they're trying to, you know, basically sell us everything, right? Like they want us to go there and just buy from them.
The one-stop shop. That's what they want to be.
And blindly trust them. Because here's the thing: how many times do you really price compare when you're on Amazon? Right?
You don't.
You price compare within Amazon, but people just don't really check. And that's actually a way for people. People make a lot of money selling on Amazon because they know people don't price check. You know what? Go to Amazon,
the worst thing Amazon
click
ever
buy.
did was the one-click buy. That was the worst thing they ever could have did, because most people just see the price with the 5 stars next to it and they're like, yeah, one click. You get that in like a day or so.
Good enough.
And they don't even price. You're right. They don't price.
Exactly.
I know I don't. I can speak for myself and I don't price check. Why are you kicking me?
Here's the thing with Alexa, you know, they documented that Alexa can actually give you a different price. It's not always the same price, because again, Amazon can adjust their prices based on market demand and all kind of stuff. So again, going forward, there is some con to this whole Amazon thing, and that is if they control too much, we're kind of at their whim as far as what we're paying for stuff, and we're not always going to know.
With Google right now,
yeah, like I won't always know if I'm paying the same price as you, right? Yeah, like until we compare notes later. Hey, I bought batteries for $2. You bought batteries for $2.50. Like, why? Yeah. Is it because it was a Tuesday versus a Wednesday, or because they know I make more money than you? Like, what's the issue? Like, why? So we're gonna enter some interesting territory going forward with Amazon being in control of so much of our buying.
I can't wait till they get those Amazon stores, right? And that one person just walks in and like just picks up batteries and it charges them a certain amount, and another person picks up the same batteries and charges them a different amount. There's a fight right Amazon.
That's the old price.
Like, wait a minute.
That's the old price.
That's the old price, man. Said, man.
Yeah, that's old. That's old. That's like 2 seconds ago.
You get the one kid in the hoodie tries to pick up the same thing, and next you know he's getting overcharged for it. Now it's a race thing. God dang it!
Can't afford it.
Alt left. Hashtag alt left. All right. Move on. All right. Let's move on to the Alexa. I guess we can kind of bunch all this in together. Alexa will be on third-party speakers and third-party watches. Alexa will be shipping on phones like the HTC U11. And Alexa and Cortana will not work together. But they will be working together.
Apologize. My fault.
Now work together.
Now. Because unfortunately, now Javon has made it happen that Alexa and Cortana are working together. He's made it happen himself. Yeah, he basically sat them both in a room and we're like, you guys got to work this stuff out, man. You guys got to get these things together. Put all your crap.
He made it happen. He brings people together.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
So they'll be working
he's a peacemaker
together to share some of their skills and commands. So I guess they'll be working hand in hand on certain devices. So what do you guys think? Is anybody really using Alexa? Does anybody have Alexa?
I don't use it enough, but it's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I have an Amazon Wand I've kind of been testing with. Review coming soon. Soon TM, right? But you know, my thing is I'm kind of waiting to see who has the device that sucks me in, right? Because there's Alexa, there's Google, there's Cortana, all this stuff, and once you kind of get in one ecosystem, they don't really cross work. Even Cortana and Amazon aren't going to be real tight, right? So I'm not ready to choose yet. So I've kind of not picked any of them. I'm kind of sitting back waiting. For me, it may depend upon, you know, who's going to be inside like my next, you know, sound bar for my TV, right? Like who's going to be who's going to be part of my next big purchase? Like the next time I buy a TV, who's in that TV? Because the next time I make a big purchase and it's in there, that'll probably be the one that I end up just saying, you know what, this is going to be it from now on, because it's here. I'm not buying a TV every 2 years, right? So I'm gonna use it, and that's how it's going to be. Until then, I'm reserving judgment.
You know what I want for AI? I want AI, the next version, Google Assistant. It should have a voice of whoever I want to pick it.
That would be called Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, I would have Morgan Freeman. No, the guy from the Allstate commercials. I want him to be my assistant.
You mean a fake Denzel?
Yes, fake Denzel needs to be. Fake Denzel from The West Wing needs to be my assistant.
Yeah, right? Yeah, shit.
Or Blair Underwood. Either one. Yeah, brought it back. He needs a check. He could do that.
He could use some
money right now. Everybody needs money. Amazon just bought him. All right. See, honestly, Alexa. I mean, I think Alexa's more popular than Google Assistant. I can't even deny that because
by far.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think Alexa's good as Google Assistant, but I think it's better than Siri, which says a lot. And I think Cortana's crap. I mean, it's good. Put this way, Cortana's good, but no one uses Cortana. Okay, so I won't say it's crap. That's a lie. Cortana is way better than people give it credit for. But who sits there and be like, son, I'm gonna talk to Cortana? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I think everyone here right now, we're all using Windows right now, right?
Yeah, I don't use Cortana.
I never talk to Cortana.
Don't touch it.
Never talk to Cortana.
But here's the thing: no matter how good it is, what would I use it for? Right?
I mean, like, that's the thing.
Okay, so like Google Now, right? Previously known as Google Now. If you get like a package and you have your email linked to your to your Microsoft account, Cortana will like, hey, let you know on your computer, your package is almost here or whatever, right? Like it does that that contextual stuff, but at the end of the day, it's like, Cortana, it's mainly on PCs right now, and that doesn't work for people. You know what I'm saying? People don't go on their PC to look for, AI assistants and things like that. And
so we just type.
Yeah.
The keyboard.
Right. And at the same time, I don't think anyone's that invested into Cortana to talk to it on their watch, or unless you really need to buy Amazon stuff. Because let's be real, Cortana is still a gateway to Amazon buying stuff. While Google doesn't need to, you don't need to buy anything with Google. It's just, you can, but you think of Google for data. I want information. I want an answer. You think of Cortana as, let me get this quickly. Like Cortana.
About Alexa?
Sorry, Alexa, right? You're like, Alexa, let me buy a pizza. Alexa, play a song or buy me this or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But most things you can do with Alexa and Amazon, it's to buy. So to buy, how often are you going to use Alexa? Like, they have them in their car. Like Ford has Alexa in the car. There's a speaker. There's a watch. And who's buying HTC 11 in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Like all that to me, it's just like I get why they're doing it, and it's good for competition. And people like Alexa, but I don't think Alexa's in the right places right now.
I do think Alexa is still ahead of Google because it's not just buying. Like there's all these skills out there that these companies are developing. Like to me, like where Amazon is kind of how Apple was with the App Store initially, right? Like the App Store itself, like it wasn't that great, but the developers jumped on it and started building great stuff. And that's kind of where Amazon is with Alexa. Like these companies are all building skills that you can use versus Google Assistant. It's not as diverse as far as interacting with other things. Like it's smarter as far as knowing stuff, but as far as doing stuff,
yeah, but it's
not there.
If you compare skills now to Amazon and what skills are supported with Google Assistant, they're about the same now. The question is though, it's Google Assistant the same type of thing. What's it? Except finding skills in Alexa is terrible. True that, Keon. True that. Finding skills.
Keon's been. Can we do a Keon report on all the comments he's made since we've?
We don't have time.
He said, "Nice Rick and Morty reference, Mike."
It'll take another couple hours.
He said, he has a dot and a dash wand and doesn't use it. He likes Google Home way more. So do I. He says, we said, why would you choose? Why not have his multiple OSs? I said, loyalty to my DNA. He said he's not loyal to technology. He's loyal to tech, not loyal to a brand. And finding skills on Alexa's hard. I mean, honestly, like I said, I think Assistant works better for people who are integrated into Google. But you can't be integrated into Amazon. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No one's integrated into Amazon. No one's sitting here like there's no skills to say, okay, something Prime related, do this now on your watch. Okay. Something Amazon related, do this now on my phone, outside of watching TV on like your Fire or whatever.
I agree. So with that argument, we kind of basically hit the whole Google Assistant thing going on. So we basically just went over all the assistants right now. Yeah. If you guys, just before we can move on, if you guys had to pick one, which one would you really use? If you had to kill two, pick one, which one would you rather have?
Kill two, pick one. I'm killing Alexa and Cortana. I'm using Google because Google is going to be on appliances. And also they're making Sony's making an Amazon, a Apple Music Pod wannabe speaker that looks really cool. So why not?
All right. Christian?
I would probably, if I had to pick one, I would probably still pick Google Assistant only because I'm looking towards the future, not towards what they have right now. Okay. And I think they will catch up and surpass Amazon. So that's where I would go.
All right. So one bit of news we can go ahead and hit now, then we'll go over the Apple event because we are running out of time. I know Jerron said he wanted to go to 8:45, so we did start late today. So let's go over that the Google Nexus line is coming back in the form of Android One in the US. So Android One phones, I guess, will be what the Nexus used to be. So that doesn't mean it's a bad phone. This is just going to be, I guess, a more affordable version of the Pixel. To my understanding, pretty much. Yeah. It's so for people that don't want to pay top dollar for the Pixel, Android One might just be for you. I would like to see the specs on these phones before they get released, just so we can do a quick comparison. But we might do a a video on that. And of course, I know Javon's going to buy one regardless, just because it's a Google phone.
Yeah,
so be sure that review's coming.
Just to sit in the corner.
This program isn't new, right? Like Android One's been around for a while. It's just not coming to the US.
This is the one that's coming over here. Yeah, that's the only new piece that it's going to be here in the US, and it's taking over the Nexus name brand.
Well, I don't think they'll put I don't think they'll put the Nexus name.
No, they're not putting it. I'm basically it's taking over that.
Yeah. I think for people who are looking
Android from this point on.
Yeah, what was it? Remember the Nexus 5? How that phone was like, it didn't cost a lot of money. Because I know at one point Nexus, like, you know, the Nexus 6 and 6P and stuff really started going over that price, you know, that price point to where Google wanted a Pixel. You know what I'm saying? But they just didn't want to name a Pixel at that point. I think this is going to be like that sub $500, sub $300, maybe $400 phones. And I think this is great because as you can see how well the G4 does, you know, the Moto G4, people will buy a budget phone, and they will buy a stock Android phone at when you talk about budget specs and budget, you know, it's very hard word to say because I don't think a Snapdragon 600 whatever is a budget personally. You know what I'm saying? Mid-range, sure. But I think, you know, stock Android on these phones work better. And like Christian said, how often do you have to think about updates when you buy a phone? Apologize. And if you buy a phone at what, let's say $400, you don't want your purchase to be obsolete because I bought a $400 phone. Now I'm going to get $400 worth of customer service and quality and support down the road. You know what I'm saying? So this is great for Google. I think this is great for Boost Mobile and what do they call it? Metro
PCS.
Yeah, Metro PCS and all those small providers. I think this is good for Google Fi. Rumor said that this line will come to Project Fi, which is great for people to get access to the Project Fi. So this is great, man. And I think the big thing particularly, and I'll put the link in there so y'all can see with the specs on the Moto X4. I think it's having good design. And phones that don't feel like they're cheap, because I think.
Okay, before we go into that, let's just go over the Apple event, and if we have enough time before we hit the 45 mark, then we'll head back to the these two mid-range phones. Moto X is definitely mid-range. I'm going to call it a mid-range phone. So let's go into the Apple event, and let me get this straight. It's out tomorrow, right?
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
All right. So a couple of things that I guess these are the things that you guys kind of expect to hear news on. The iPhone 8, 8 Plus, the 4K iMac, the iPhone X. You also have the Apple Watch, the 3rd generation Apple Watch, Apple TV, announcements with that. The new AirPod 2s, they sound like shoes now. And anything, of course, that you guys are really that isn't on this list that you guys are expecting Apple to speak on?
I feel like they may do another update on the HomePod, kind of like don't forget, coming out later this year. Like it was really cool, but really not. When I had an iPhone, I was very excited about an Apple TV that I would want to buy. At this point, I don't really care because Roku is pretty much taken over. And so I'm like, do I really need something that's so closed off and walled off to play, video? Is it going to be that great? I really feel like Apple, their strategy is very closed off. So for me, the minute I stepped out, I'm not probably going to step back in. I don't think their devices are any longer like for everyone. Their devices now to me seem like they're for Apple users, right? Like the iPod was like everybody, like get an iPod, right?
I remember
now
I was
it's
on
like
that kick. I was on that kick.
Apple Watch is for like Apple users. Apple TV is for Apple users. So this new HomePod, Apple users. So
yeah, they have a market,
stuff, but
they have a market.
it's more closed off, and so it's not really for me anymore. So I'm so excited to see what they do.
That's where Google's getting with me, though. If I can be honest, go left real quick, but I think Google's kind of getting there too with me. They're releasing product for people that are fan of Google products. Not to say that Android isn't good and I don't like Android anymore, but Google's becoming more. And I'm not saying, again, Javon, before you get, you and Keon get your hot seats ready. No, I'm not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing. It's just they kind of are turning into what Apple is. They know their customers and they are willing to cater to those customers, which is good. Just not good for everyone.
So Keon asked, why is Apple TV for Apple users? For me, I think at the price point and the features it has, I think unless you need iTunes, you're better off just getting something else. That's what I mean. Like, there's nothing about it that says I should get it other than I need iTunes, so let me get this Apple device.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who has an Apple TV just to have
I'm about to get a Roku if I need to watch something on my TV and I needed something cheap.
Yeah.
I think right now, but before Apple launches their 4K Apple TV, right? What's the benefit of having an Apple TV right now? Because other Roku and Android TVs got 4K already, right? Right now, you can get every app, like Stars, HBO, everything. There's no more exclusives anymore for Apple TV. At one point, I remember HBO Now was like an exclusive for like 5 months or whatever. So the only thing where I can say, like you said, is it's iTunes, because you can't use iTunes on anything right now. But Roku has, Google Play. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you don't even need to have Android TV to even look at Google Play. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's something that Apple's not going to throw iTunes on Android TV. So even if you can't buy on the network, previously shows that you own, you can't even watch. So what's the point? So that's why a lot of people don't want to buy into Apple TV unless they're an Apple user. Now, the 4K Apple TV is going to have like 4K 60 FPS playback. Mm-hmm. That's interesting because no one's doing that right now. And I think the interface for the Apple TV, I'm kind of a fan, honestly, of the Apple TV interface. But how much of the interface, like what interface is so bad right now that you can't navigate through it? You know what I'm saying? So
Xbox.
Shit, PlayStation. If you want to go on that, right? I mean, if you want to go for real, but just in general, just having an interface, that works. I mean, Apple TV has that, but at the same time, it's no better or even different looking compared to Android TV. So at the same time, we're not really we're at a phase right now where everyone needs an Apple TV. And you're right, Christian. A lot of things about Apple, outside of the iPhone, no one really needs, or the Mac. So the Mac and the iPhone anyone can pick it up and use, but there's no benefits to anything else. Like the AirPods, yeah, you can go out and buy $130 AirPods, but unless you have an iPhone with a W1 chip, you just got regular Bluetooth earphones. You understand? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And an Apple Watch can't even be used. At least you can use an Android watch on an iPhone. Limited functionality, but Apple doesn't even offer limited functionality or anything like that. So yeah, I get it. And honestly, Mike, you're right too on a lot of things on the Google stuff. Like, although Google isn't walling you in by features, mm-hmm. It just doesn't really, there's so many other companies that offer Android alternatives.
Yeah, no, and that's a good thing for now.
Yeah,
unfortunately, Apple doesn't have that advantage right now. Apple is the only one that has their interface. They're the only ones releasing their products.
Yeah,
and they will continue to cater to those customers. And I just think it kind of loses them out. They should pull an Amazon, just start doing different things. Maybe they should buy Nicole's. But they should. I don't know. It's just, for me, that's all. I've never been a fan of Apple once they became more and more like, we have our people and that's what we're going to cater to. Anything you guys want.
So is there anything that Apple can do tomorrow
that would make me switch?
Yeah, I mean, that they're having a brand new iPhone tomorrow, and it's going to be great.
And that's the thing. Their phones are pretty solid. I love their phones. I wouldn't personally use them because, I've hated Apple most of my life, and I stand by my words. I'm a man of integrity. If Apple had a cure for cancer, I wouldn't take it.
You wouldn't take it.
People, and Christian and Javon know that. That's the truth. Yeah. If I say something I don't like somebody, but what could they do tomorrow?
What can they do tomorrow? Tomorrow, they can blow you back.
Open up. Open it up. Open it up. If they got other companies to put that Apple interface on different phones, if they started collaborating a bit more, then I'd be like, you know what? I'd be willing to try. Lie and say
they don't want that.
You wouldn't want to see something different come out of Apple. Just something different. Not the same products with a different name. Something bold, something new. Kind of like how I thought the Pixel was going to be honest with you. Just something bold and new that you just haven't seen before. We've seen iPads before. We've seen AirPods before. So it's like, I want something new and something that will literally, I'd watch the Apple event and it would blow my freaking mind.
So here's what's a crazy thought, and they're not going to do it. And I don't even know why I still feel this way, even though I'm out of the ecosystem. But if Apple were to have a gaming console, I think I might actually be tempted to go
That
there.
is something that would just blow my mind.
Because
I want to see what this is.
They have developers. They had to, because the way they work with developers are going to put games on their device, right? And they're going to work, and they're going to be optimized. It's going to work very well.
You know how
they've shown that on their iPad and the phone.
If Apple came with a game console, how much would have bet they'd have at least 10 games for you to play right then and there upon release, like on the system?
Yeah,
like,
they would.
Exactly. There's some games already on it. Tell us how this is. And I would definitely, I couldn't even help myself. If a gaming console, I'd be like, you know what? I have to see how this works. Yeah. And Christian, I'm going to have to give it to you. That would be the main game changer from any Apple event. If they announced that, you guys got me.
And it might pull people back in the system, right? Because now all of a sudden, if I can get my phone to work like with my console, right? Like all of a sudden,
oh man, now you got the integration in there. It might be back in.
I think I want a MacBook now because crossplay. Like all of a sudden, like
exactly. If things like that could happen,
that doesn't work for Microsoft though. Microsoft has that. Microsoft has that.
They do, and it does not work amazing.
Yeah, but Microsoft doesn't have the same.
Yet though, that's
the same.
They can perfect that, Javon. I think if given time, they can perfect that. Given enough time, that can be perfected. They released that function way too early, and both of you and I have had a conversation about that. That just like AR and VR, they are ahead of its time. Their product's way ahead of their time right now. People just don't have a use for it just yet. But down the road, I guarantee you that'll become a major thing.
So my big thing, obviously tomorrow, everything is going to blow up about the new iPhone. Although we know everything about it already, we assume we know everything about the new iPhone X or Pro or whatever it's going to be called, or Edition or whatever. We know that's going to start at $1,000. Can this iPhone be? What can make this iPhone good enough for you guys to be like, I'm finally considering getting the new iPhone, or even at least admiring it to say, you know what, Apple, you made the best phone of the year.
Again, it would have to not look like another iPhone. It would have to look different.
It doesn't. You've seen the leaks. It doesn't look like another iPhone. I mean, it looks like an Android phone.
But that's the thing. So it's not going to look different. It has to be literally something that I've never seen before for me to jump back onto the Apple. Like the screen has to be on the back or something. I don't know, but it would just have to be something completely different. And I honestly, like a woman in a bad relationship, I don't know what that different thing is, but I just want it to be different. So it's just one of those things. I don't know. I won't know.
Yeah, for me, I never have been down on iPhones. I believe iPhones are top of the line phones since they've been out. Right now, I only switched, one, because I just want something new. Two, because there was a great deal on the Pixel, right, where they gave me like way more money than they should have for my old iPhone. So I ended up paying less per month by getting a new phone. So, how does that not make sense, right? But, I think Apple is going to, again, have another solid phone like they always do. It's going to be exciting. Maybe not, but it's going to be solid. And people are going to buy it. And if I was still in the iPhone refresh cycle, then I would probably be getting one.
Now we know this phone's going to be a limited quantity. So between the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus being the regular phones and the iPhone X being the big new cheese or whatever, like how many people are actually going to pick up the iPhone 8? Like I know that day one you can pre-order and probably buy the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, and I know the iPhone X is going to probably be held back until like October to go along with the Pixel and everything else. But like, if you're someone, who tomorrow we'll probably break this down more, but I'm just saying, like, who's picking up this phone? Who's buying the other two phones that are not the iPhone X right now?
I think most people.
You think so still?
I do. I think the X is going to be for people that just have to have the latest thing. I don't think they're going to have a whole lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing. They're not going to have a bunch of them available. So it's going to sell out very quickly. You're not going to be able to get one. Two, I think people just want a new iPhone, right? But they don't want to have last year's iPhone this year. Like, that's why they're not going to get like the SE or whatever. Like, they're going to buy They don't want the 7 this year from last year because it's cheaper. They want the newest one, but they don't necessarily want to spend the most money. So they're going to get the new iPhone, and the X or edition, whatever it's going to be called, is for the enthusiasts who are quick on the draw to buy it.
All right, so here's let's end
burn.
on this, and we can all agree on this one point. The iPhone X, the people that are going to buy that are the same people that pre-ordered the Scorpio.
Deal.
Yeah, that's just who it is.
And
their name would be
Javon. But no, and not to just crack on Javon, but that's what they're for.
Yeah.
Like, just explain, Christian. It's for people who are just enthusiasts. They just have to have the latest and greatest Apple product. They're like, man, I gotta get this. Not that they need it, they just gotta have it. And that's
right.
exactly
I just hope that it's actually worth the extra money.
But this is the first time Apple's really been like, here are 2 phones, and then here's one clearly much better phone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they've never done that because they never want to cannibalize themselves before. So
yeah, that's not the new I was talking about, though. That is not the new that'll switch me over. That is not.
I'm just saying, like, most people who buy iPhones who are not even tech enthusiasts are like, Apple, this is the newest, greatest iPhone 7, right? So people can be like, I got the latest, greatest iPhone 8, and you're like, yeah, but I got the iPhone X. You're just like some people are just like, my phone isn't cool anymore.
If the iPhone X had an app already installed with your information downloaded and it acted as Tinder, then I might get the iPhone.
It acted as
on
Tinder?
all Apple users. It just has Apple Tinder, so it's basically all Tinder. Apple users. Within your brain, they just like you swipe right, then you guys can start using iMessage.
Get all the white girls you want, right? That's what I'm saying.
You can meet at Starbucks and all that.
Yeah,
all
right.
All right, guys. It is 8:45. Why are you pushing me, dog? Stop. All right, guys. It is pretty late, huh?
It was a literal dog.
It was a literal dog. It's a literal dog.
Why are you pushing me, dog? No, really, it's a dog.
No, literally, it's a literal dog. No. All right, so let's get on with this. I guess we're going to end it here because we definitely want to get into more of the Apple stuff tomorrow. Also, if there's time, we still kind of want to go over the Xiaomi Mi A1 phone and the Motorola X4. We might save that for next week's podcast, or maybe we might do a video on it. We don't know. Of course, we got some major events coming up, like the Apple event. There'll be more events coming up in the year that we want to cover. I'll be attending Baltimore Comic-Con, and this time I might actually write an article about it. So I'll definitely be up there on the 22nd. Any other conventions or major things that you guys are going to be interested in going to or heading
I'll be there the 24th on the Sunday.
You're going to be there
man
Sunday?
will be there.
Okay.
Be checking it out.
All right, cool.
We'll get the kid's eye view.
Any other conventions and stuff, Javon?
Covering the Pixel and Surface event next month.
Okay.
I think it's
Javon is having a whole party, right, for that Pixel thing. Aren't
you
you?
know what? We should
do
actually. Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah,
and we should live.
We're going to do a live stream of an actual Pixel event. So
yeah. We're going to have chips and dip, and it'll be a total sausage fest. Literally,
total.
I'm going to cook all sausage, and it's going to be a bunch of dudes.
Veggie sausage.
Whoa. Oh god, that was the worst kind of party. Definitely be no chicks at this party. No. That should be pretty fun. Also, we'll be doing live coverage from the Super Bowl. No, I'm kidding.
We should.
One day, Mike. One day. Football season has started back up.
Yay!
Christian's already 3 games. He has 3. He's in 3 different leagues. Has 3 different wins this week.
Almost
congrats
3.
to him.
If
Almost
the Vikings
3.
can pull it out tonight, I need 8 points.
Nah, man. As long as I don't care who wins, as long as Adrian Peterson gets 200 yards rushing, that's all.
Right.
I don't care.
All these conflicting priorities now, right? It gets so crazy. This is 3 teams. I'm like, wait, but okay. I don't know who I want to win.
No, who's gonna be in? All right, but yeah.
It's a mess.
Let's just enjoy the rest of this 2017, guys, and let's make it through. Keon couldn't join us tonight. I know you Keon fans are pretty mad about that. He has a new work schedule, so we'll try to adjust accordingly so Keon can get back on our podcast. We do enjoy his presence as much crap as we give him. But for that, just be on the lookout for more videos.
We're back tomorrow.
Yeah, and you have the Apple event tomorrow. Just guys,
night.
keep your eyes peeled. Javon, like I said, is working on some big stuff. So make sure you follow him on all his social media. Make sure you follow us at Chill Tech Studio across all social media: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, I think we still have a Facebook, our Black Planet
out there.
Black Planet page. Wow, I cannot say that for nothing.
Yep. MySpace, High Five, Friendster, all that good stuff.
Make sure you swipe right on our Tinder.
Yeah, swipe right on Tinder, guys. Facebook, Tinder.
All right, and you guys have a good night. Nice talking to you guys again. And
man.
See you in the next podcast.
All right. See y'all.
Peace.